In this video, I want to talk a little bit about those no trespassing signs. And that was brought on because one of my special subscribers left a comment in my comment section pertaining to that, where she had an inspection she needed to do and she went to the actual location. After calling and not receiving a response, she went on ahead and went. And when she got to this location, there was a fence on each side of the home. So she went on ahead and attempted to get the images from in front of the house from the street. But when she got to the actual door, there was a no trespassing sign, and there was also a sign that says uninvited guests not to knock. So she did not knock, and she went on ahead and turned it in and let them know what was actually going on with the actual inspection, so that the reason why she was not able to get the pictures. And this is what she told her company. And they still turned around and sent all of it right back to her and asked her to go and get the images because they need the images. Now, in a situation like this, it's up in the air on how an inspector would probably respond to it. And I know that there are a lot of people who probably have different comments that they want to make pertaining to that type of situation. And it's understandable if you don't want to go back, if you want to refuse to go in the back, because people use these signs and stuff in their yards. But as far as the uninvited guests not to knock, of course, we're not invited by the homeowner, but we are there for their insurance. And so if it was me and she was on my foot, I would have went on ahead and knocked anyway. But before you guys chew me, because I know it's going to be some of you who's going to be like, no, I'm still not doing it because, that would be rude and going against the homeowner, and it's their place. So let me explain. And I know some of you have already heard me say this before, time and time again, but I'm going to say it again anyway. When a person decides that they are going to purchase a home, the home itself has to be financed. Unless you're paying for it cash, you have money for it, it is going to be financed. When the house is financed, it is financed through a finance company, through a bank. The bank finances the home. You pay a down payment on the home. Once approved, they give you the keys, blah, blah, blah. You know what goes on all in between. And eventually you move in. A house is just like a new car when you first purchase, where you are required to have coverage. So when you buy a home, you are required to have coverage on your house insurance. It is required because the bank that you are buying the house from, because bear in mind, I'm saying it slow so that people in the back can get it. If you have not paid the house off, it does not belong to you. It belongs to the finance company. And if the finance company requires you to have insurance, this means that you, as the person attempting to buy the actual home, you need to abide by everything that is asked of you through your insurance company. Because if you don't, you risk losing your coverage. And they are quick to send an NOC out if you are not abiding by the policy. And one of the main things, according to the policy, is an inspection. And I know a lot of people, you've heard people, the insurance tell you they have not had to have a inspection before. When did this start? A lot of you have heard that time and time again. That is okay, because according to them it's new, then it must be new. Some people have had a house for a long time and have never had to have anyone come to their home and actually do an inspection. To them it's new, then it's new once again. But it doesn't change the fact that you are there for a job. You are there to do a job. You are there for a reason. You didn't just decide to just show up. Sure, you was not invited by the homeowner. I'm going to say me, because your choice of what you did, my lovely, beautiful subscriber, the choice that you made was the choice that you felt was the best for you. I'm just speaking on me from my own experience and what I know. I know for a fact that it is a part of the insurance coverage to have the inspection done. And I am going to go and get the inspection done. In this instance, there was no knock at all because you saw I don't know if they were placards or paper or whatever they were, but you saw these warnings: no trespassing and no uninvited guests. As an insurance inspector, sometimes you have to go against the grain and knock anyway. Once they see who you are and why you are there, most of the time, from my experience, it's good to go. If they clown with you, if they're like, I don't know why you're here, no, you can't read the sign, get out, that's what you turn in. Give them an opportunity to turn you away at the door. And I know a lot of you are going to disagree, but let me tell you why. Because once again, they are not the actual owners until the house is paid off. And they have to abide by the rules of the insurance, which is required for them to have from their finance company. So if you don't take care of it and you were to give it back to the company and then they send it to you and you send it back, I'm just not going. I understand your stance in this and where you're coming from. But please understand, if they start giving the work to someone else because you did not want to knock because of a sign you saw in the window or on the door, so you just backed up and left, the inspection still has to get done. They will give it to someone else if you don't want it. They'll give it to someone else, and someone else is going to go with a different frame of mind than what you have, and they're going to get the inspection done. And I hate to say it, but sometimes things like that can slow down your workflow. And that is because they're going to be under the assumption that whenever you run across a snag somewhere out here in this field, you're not going to complete the work. And I really don't want that to happen to you, especially because I know you've worked hard to get to where you are. And those of you who have the same frame of mind, I want you to know that, of course, this job sometimes can be nerve-wracking. If you run across a location and things are just not as you thought they would be when you got there, or you got creepy looking people around, or the person you're going to meet, or you've called the homeowner or whatever, and you get there and they're all in your personal space and there's no boundaries, feel like, and you doing everything you can to keep from cussing them out, and some of you are doing everything you can to keep from just running and getting in your car, because you can run across this type of stuff. You have to be able to stand your ground in this job. This is one of those jobs where if you can't make the decision on your own in order to get the work done, they will give it to somebody else who will. So it's just something for you guys to think about. Put in the comment section what you think about it. I not long did, probably last week, or one day this week, a ride along where on the gate, if you watch the video carefully, you'll see on the gate where it says on there, private property, blah, blah, blah. I am going to get my job done. If I was at a house, because I did houses for over a year and a half or so, if I'm doing a home, I'm going to get my job done. I am going to do what I need to do because I know the levels that this game is played from the beginning all the way to the end. And I know that if you knock on the door and someone says, you ain't supposed to be here, what are you doing? You don't see the sign? You didn't see the sign? It says no uninvited guests. Skip your ass up out of here. Okay? Then you skip it onto the car and you turn that in, because what's going to happen is they are going to get a cancellation. Now they're going to flip, because I don't know how it works in your areas, but where I live, in the area where I am, it's hard to get insurance because we deal with these fires and all of that stuff. It's hard to get insurance. It's hard to get good insurance and get a decent premium rate on cars and everything. So 9 times out of 10, they're gonna call the insurance carrier. They're gonna be begging. They're gonna be calling the finance company and begging and making up lies, and now it's gonna all fall on you because you didn't knock, you didn't show up. Nobody came to my house. You see what I'm saying? And you probably just didn't knock. Now they receive an NOC. Nobody came to my house, but you did come. They're gonna give them another chance. And then when they give them another chance, if you're working that area, guess who's gonna have to go back? It'll be you. It'll be you. And what if you didn't knock and they didn't run you off? You just didn't knock. So now you're being sent back out the second time. You don't want to start confrontations based off of the fact of just not complying simply because of a sign that's on the door. We are giving the homeowners a little bit too much leeway when it comes to handling these inspections. These inspections are very, very, very important, and they have to be done. And if a homeowner runs you off, then yeah, you don't have to worry about doing the inspection. Don't even worry about it. Just turn it in and let the company do what they're gonna do. Let them handle what's left on it. If they don't run you off, then you take care of your business. If they don't run you off, then you handle the inspection. It is what it is. Go ahead and knock, regardless of a sign you see. Just go ahead and knock. And if they don't respond, then you try to get as many pictures as you can and call it a day. Take a picture of the sign if you think it'll make you feel better. Make sure you take pictures of all of these crazy signs. Dog in the back. Beware of dog. And there's a gate. All of those things. Because I'm not telling anybody to put themselves in danger. I'm just telling you how I would have handled it and why I would have handled it that way. So you guys put comments in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Tell me, have you ever run across any of those situations and how did you handle it? Because I'm telling you, you start returning enough work and your work will definitely slow down. They'll give it to people who will get out here, hit the ground running, and handle this business. And it is what it is. You guys drop a comment. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell because I'll be bringing you back something later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.